Om Sri Sai Ram.
Saram, Saram.
Welcome to the first day of Voice of Consciousness on the class of Science of Consciousness. Our channel's name is actually Voice of Collective Consciousness, and today's topic is Science of Consciousness.
Saram, Saram.
Sai, can I be heard well? Is it day of sorry? Voice of Consciousness. So, Science of Consciousness. Our channel's name is actually Voice of Collective Consciousness. Wow. Listen to that resonance. Huh? That's the echoes. When it's spoken out, is the echo to the universe. Yesterday was a very successful trip, very beautiful trip. We managed to successfully launch off by the Psi Cosmic Craft, which is very significant. The entire aircraft is done by Swami. And the energy that holds the aircraft is Swami's energy. The aircraft is very unique. There's a ball right in the middle, the light, and that Swami resonating in the cosmic energy. Cosmic energy resonance was given out there inside the craft. So very successful. We managed to go, and Actorians came on board. This is tremendous. This is very monumental, because usually is we go down. Yeah. So I asked Swami, we go down to their place because they are known to repair. They are known to do a lot of amazing work. They can overhaul you. They can make a clone of you, and they have all kinds of abilities. So I was thinking that we're going to go down, yeah, because it's a light city, it's a huge. If you want to see how it looks like, I can show you. There. Okay. Like this. Really beautiful, that place. It's full of lights, and even just entering that place, you're already changing your. Yes, because you want to see me or? Okay, sorry. All right, so we went, and Actorians came on board, and Swami, very hospitable, always is known for that. Such a nice seat beside him, and both sit side by side, Swami. Okay, these are the two largest Actorians, main Actorians. They are there, seated right and left. Of course, it's tremendous. There is a lot of energy being radiated. It's tremendous energy, and a lot of you got overhauled, upgraded, changed. Yeah, just from their presence. Actually, it's their presence energy is the one that causes that changes. It's not like really going to operate and cut you and shove something. Not you don't need that. Their energy itself would penetrate and change your structure because they are strong energies. We are considered on the weaker side. We don't have much mastery over the DNA's molecular structure, your cells control, your biological flow. We don't have control. For them, they have control. That's why they are eternal, forever young, constantly at that age, never change. So they are very, very advanced civilization. Okay? And for the head to come into on board, that's phenomenal. So, so I asked Swami and Swami, they are going down, they are coming up. So we gathered at the amphitheater and he was sitting. And then he told us about, what did he tell us? He said he had watched the earth grow and he has seen how, you got to go through that message. Something got to do with light body. You have to hold on to the light body and you have to be that light body for a long time in order to radiate, resonate that much needed energy around the earth so that the entire earth is filled with this divine energy, love and light. And that's the only way that you can come out of certain energies that's been bombarded with. Okay, we have been bombarded actually. The rays coming are crazy rays. So it's good to have like this, prayer program 24 hours, and you have chanting and you have love and light, realizing who you are and resonate as a collective resonance as an entire earth. And this is the one that creates the necessary shift. Yeah. So he was telling us that we should stay at that space. And Swami, when he spoke about creation. Actually, that's what he was talking about. Because I didn't quite get it, I didn't understand what he was saying. As you see, it manifests. That's what he was talking about. So whatever you see, he is the one who manifested for you. Yeah, it took me a while to understand. So whatever that we going to start experiencing because of the overhaul, after the overhaul, whatever you think will manifest. Pretty much. So if you have this kind of capacity, we need to know something here. We need to know who is the one who approved that. That's what Swami was saying. As you see, so it manifests. And I am the one who manifests for you. Yeah, it's tremendous. And he was saying also, so as you love, I give you love. So as you love, I give you love. That means he's the one who gives, he's the one who initiates it. He's the creator. That's why in the Actorian scriptures, they talk about the supreme creator. So for them, supreme creator is the paramount, most important figure for them. And Swami spoke to us as the supreme creator on that craft. That's why his language is like that. We have to really understand what he's saying. He's saying here, he is the one who is the original creator who created everything else. Wow. And when he spoke, of course, when Swami says oneness, that oneness came. This is called Vak power. As he says, oneness, oneness came. Okay. So it is a very tremendous, this whole thing. So the oneness energy came and expanded and filled up the entire craft, and everyone inside, whether you're conscious or you're not conscious, you're inside, that energy has penetrated right through, and all of us became one in that oneness. Because you cannot say, wait, I think whether I want oneness or not. You have no time because you're already on the craft. And remember when I asked you guys who is ready for oneness, remember I put, this is the criteria. And you guys, okay. So you click that and entered into the craft, and now when you came to that place, there's no time to ask you, I was feeling like, should is it too fast for them? But I had no time to think. Okay, Swami just expanded the oneness light, the light, very bright light, and all of us became one. So when that light reduced, I could see all of you having that white light. And of course, your light body is there, your light body is around, and the white light is here. And this white light is not going to sit quiet. Huh? And that's why we have this class now. Because this white light is not going to keep quiet. It's going to radiate. It's a light. It is tremendous power of consciousness, pure consciousness, oneness consciousness light. So it will radiate. Once it starts radiating, it's going to come out of your body. Your entire body is going to be filled with this white light. This is oneness. This is the light of oneness, which eventually all of us is going to be conscious of. Okay? Any questions? Thumbs up. Okay, let's proceed. Now, so what happened was, as we proceeded, and this white light came and absorbed, and after that, we passed. Was it after that we got to the Akashic Records, or before that? Huh? Can you remember?
I think it was after that.
After.
Yes.
It was after.
After the white light, we went to the Akashic Records, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great, thanks. All right, so when we went to the Akashic Records, all I could remember is I'm guiding everyone so that they could download with the intent to increase the capacity to be able to transform the vaccines into strength for God consciousness. This is real transformation. Huh? If we are able to take that, because that's a very strong energy coming through, and if we can learn how to take that and transform it into a strength for God consciousness. So as we put that intent, I immediately got download. So I got this download, and it's been happening since yesterday until today. And the amount of information coming in, I cannot contain it. I have to share. I have to inform you all, because these are amazing information. These are information which the science community has been going years and years trying to study this, and still at this point it's not satisfactory for everybody. Okay, so the science community would be very interested in this, I think. This is straight from the Akashic Records, and we could do. I don't understand the word transform into what? Oh, okay. The vaccine transform into a strength inside you. That means when the vaccine comes, the energy comes, we have the inbuilt ability to transform the effects of the vaccine into a strength which can push through our God consciousness, give strength to God consciousness realization. Okay, that was our intent yesterday, to go in the cosmos to the Akashic Records. And we managed to download us, so another success. Congratulations, Ira. Thank you, everyone. This is tremendous work that we can do for the earth. Yes, it becomes strength. It becomes added fuel for that. Yes, if they get mandatory COVID vaccine, we would have that ability. If you get, so it's no problem. Even if you get the vaccine, it's going to be your strength for God realization. So from a negative worldly point of view, from negative effect, it becomes a positive effect. Okay? All clear?
It's actually more than positive, because it got consciousness.
Sorry, what was it?
It actually more than positive we are putting in its place. It's God's consciousness.
God consciousness. This is very hard to get. I mean, you can get, but you need a lot of strength. You need a lot of energy to push through God consciousness, because you have to push until shoot up to the 11th dimension and hold it there. You need that strength to be able to hold. Otherwise, it will come down. The energy will come down. So if you have this ability, I think you would say, come, please inject on me.
They will go away if we say like that. What happened to it?
Yeah, all of you be running. Where is the vaccine? Please come. Okay, so it was beautiful, and we managed to download. Now is the Science of Consciousness, which I'm trying to start here. Okay, now it's for 20 minutes.
Darren, brother, why do we keep talking about this vaccine? I don't understand what the significance of the vaccine is. Why are we going on about vaccines? There's lots of vaccines out in society, and we've all been taking vaccines since birth. I'm not sure what the significance is suddenly about vaccine all the time. Can you explain?
Okay, please let me explain this, and no one else should explain this, because I know that many of you are very concerned about this. Okay, please let me have the honor of explaining this. There is a vaccine which has been kind of approved, that it's a vaccine for COVID-19. It's for coronavirus, and they are trying to make it mandatory. But this vaccine there is some other stuff inside which will dull humanity forever. That means you are unable to realize your higher self. You are unable to ascend. You are unable to connect to your true self. It's a block after that. So this is something which is part of an agenda, a larger agenda that, there is this long time ago, there have been a group of not so benevolent cousins of ours who comes and try to control the earth and humanity for a long time. And now it has reached the time where we are ascending and we are breaking free. Yeah. So that's why this vaccine is one of the last tools they are using to prevent this ascension from happening. Yeah, to pretty much to dull the consciousness. It's not official news because it's been debated in parliaments. Even in Italy, they have, even gone to the extent of issuing a police warrant to catch Bill Gates and to mention that, he is trying to control humanity, and there's proof of it, and it's approved by the parliament. So there is a lot of debates going on in many places. Some places they said, now bring it on. Some places no. So there's this thing. Okay. Okay, does that explain, Brother Vikash?
Yeah, but I haven't read about this vaccine in the news. Where is it published?
See, this has been a very suppressed information. If you just try, if you don't believe, you just try it in Facebook. I will send you some links about the vaccine. You just post on your Facebook page. Within 1 day, it's taken down.
So who has created the vaccine? Why is it not in the public news?
Because they want to implement it fully first. They want to have the rights. So that's a lot of debate going on internally to get this over. So there is people who knows and they are fighting over it, campaigning. There are some also demonstrations on some places, which are all played down. Now all these news are played down. But the vaccine is already there for COVID-19.
So which country developed the vaccine?
Sorry?
Which country has developed this vaccine?
That is also, okay, US has developed it, and Bill Gates has a company that does this, and he has been submitting this entire paper to the CIA and to the, the legislative body. Some of it has been leaked out, yeah, and if you get the video, I think you'll be very upset. Yeah, so these are all internal.
It's the US. The US has done something. So this is not the same as the malaria treatment that they're talking about. This is something else.
This is something else. This is something else. This is many of them believe that this is part of a population control agenda, and also, to enslave further in a way, because you see our lifestyle, right? It's very ungalactic. It's very suppressing. You have to work, and you have to, you can't use your inner abilities. You can't use your higher powers. You're just physically, you're in a way pushed to labor, and you just have bills and bills to pay. The cycle is a bit. It's time to get out. Yeah. So now, with the extension of man and humanity, we will start awakening to our higher powers. So we no longer need to limit ourselves to lack. You're not sufficient. The entire system is based on that theory of things are not enough. You need to grab it. You need to protect it. You don't have. Yeah, there's not enough going around. So that idea has been implanted inside, but it's not true. It's abundance. There's abundance everywhere, and you can create it yourself. all of you have the power to materialize, and all of you have the power to, you don't need a handphone, you can telepathy, and you can transport to different dimensions, not only Hawaii. And you all have done it before, yesterday, yeah, but some are not too conscious about it, but it's fine, eventually you will be. So all these abilities are suppressed by a certain powers. So we are in this age where we are in confrontation with them, direct confrontation. So there is some war going on up there.
Brother Julius, can I
Yeah.
ask a question?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, there are many vaccines that have saved mankind from millions of diseases from time immemorial. Now, when you are mentioning the vaccine, you're mentioning the COVID-19 vaccine, which we do not have much information about. Now, because of this theory that vaccines have damaged us, a lot of people around the world have stopped taking them, as a result of which there has been a recurrence of diseases like polio and smallpox. Now, following this school of thought is actually very dangerous unless you specify exactly which vaccine and exactly why. A vaccine alone can't really stop your higher power now. Does the vaccine have that much power? And my second question is, yesterday's meditation has already said that we can still take the vaccine, it will not have an effect on us. So why are we still talking about it if we transmute it with love?
Yes, correct. That's why we have come to this point where we are realizing that we have this ability and we have this thing. Because Vikas was asking about why we talk about vaccine. Is it such a problem? I think that's what Vikas' question is. But anyways, I'm not saying about your past vaccines. Okay? I'm talking about this COVID-19 vaccine. And even if it's not poisonous or it is not suppressing your consciousness, it's fine. Because now you know, now you have downloaded the ability, now you have increased your capacity to transform it into strength. And all of us will be walked through, guided to learn how to utilize this for everything else, not only for vaccine, it's for everything else, because there are some serious energy coming, and we need to know how to see God in it. Okay, we need to see God in it.
Brother
Yes.
I wanted to ask something. Is there an element of fear that we need to address in terms of this vaccine, that maybe we need to transcend that fear that many of us, I guess, is experiencing before, we move forward? Because I do agree with Brother Vikash, and I guess it's Sister Sandhya who's been talking just now. Like, if we're not careful, it shouldn't really be bothering us at all, and it's there, and we reference it and we move on. Is that correct?
Sure. For those who don't have an issue with this, no problem. It's very good. Okay, because I'm addressing those who are very concerned about this, because it has become quite a bit of concern for even the light workers community, and also the Federation of Light Community. So many of them are quite concerned about this. That's why this issue keep coming up. But if you don't have any issue with this, it is perfectly good. And those who have issues with this is also good news for you, because we have managed to do this, and I'm going to walk through for you all to show you the power of consciousness. Yeah.
Brother Julius, I have one question.
And to explain. Yes. Go ahead.
Brother, I have one question. See, uh, people who are this part of this Akhanda Rudram are so fortunate to get this information. Yeah, about I mean this very, very precious and divine information. But how about the majority of the people who don't even know that such things exist, and what will happen to them in case of a vaccine, in case it is? How can we help that it does not affect the larger mankind? What sadhana or how we can help?
Brother Julius, before you answer this question, sorry to interrupt, just to step in a bit quicker because I have the similar question. If I remembered well, we actually were instilling love into all the needles, right? So it was not meant only for us, but for all the needles which will be, produced in the future. Am I getting that right or not? Because this is just to add up on this question.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Okay. Okay, to answer Brother Ranga's question, now, this is the amazing power of collective consciousness. Collective consciousness means we are one consciousness of everyone. Okay, so when we are the collective consciousness, and if you read this, the title yesterday, the last trip that we went on, do you remember the title? The last day, yesterday, the flight. It is called The Collective Consciousness Has Reached the Stars. That means our voice of collective consciousness have evolved to such a stage that it has penetrated the stars and there is an exchange of information, and this information is getting passed down now into the collective consciousness. So it's a matter of first, how does information come? Energy first. Then next, data. This is how it's passed down. That's how they speak in the cosmos. That's how they communicate in the cosmos. Feelings first. Feelings is the communication. We received tremendous feelings yesterday, and these feelings are filled with love and light. And this love and light is filled with information. How do you love someone? You love someone in a way, oh, he's going to maybe not so safe zone, so you protect that person, you give some protective, and you give maybe something to hold on, just in case anything happen, you can use a stick, and then you have some protective layer, you have an alarm. This is concern. When you love someone, you want to pour your concern for this. So in the same way, they did exactly that. They gave light and love, and with that, tremendous amount of information on how to manifest this ability to protect ourselves. Okay? So this is a matter of time before it's passed down to everyone. Yeah. Don't think that now only we know. You'll be surprised, if you check other channelers, there are some other channelers, they'll be talking the same thing exactly. And if you Google or just flip your Facebook, I don't know which groups you connect to, but a lot of the starseed, Ectorians, the light workers groups, they are all receiving the same information. So we are a part of a collective that's just opening up to receive this information. Yeah. So we are progressing together. So don't worry that, you know, the others won't get the message. They have their channels, they have their, their passage to receive. A video posted yesterday, we helped everyone to understand the implication of this vaccine, and this is, yes, Edgar Casey. Okay, there's a video which I posted in the Quantum Extension group. I'm sure a lot of you are having difficulty to catch up because there's too many information on it, with long reads or so. But one of the video talks about that. It's explained in very great detail. This person called David Wilcock. This is actually Edgar Casey. You all know Edgar Casey? He is the incarnation of it. He's exactly continuing whatever that he has left off in the previous birth. He's continuing now in the next birth, and he is revealing a lot of stuff which is hidden for so long inside for this. Yeah, channelers such as Elizabeth, yes, Elizabeth April, you can go on to it. It's exactly the same thing. For her, she contact Federation of Lights. She's in constant communication with Federation of Lights, and Federation of Lights is telling them the same thing. See, all these things it's win-win situation for all of us, because why? We are in the path of spirituality anyways. We are in the path of self-realization anyways. We are in the path to discover our connection to oneness. So these are all going to add on strength, as the intent was, you know, it be added strength to your extension, to your God realization, to your God consciousness. Do you get it? Barbara Marcia, channeling for Pleiadians. Yes, Pleiadians, they have so many channelers. Pleiadians are one of those most active on earth. They really send out the information. They are in the forefront in delivering the information to humanity for quite a while already. They have even sent down their own people, you know, to be born on earth. Okay. Any other questions?
Julius, I received one video regarding this virus even prior, 2 months back actually, saying that it was created 2018 itself, and vaccine also created at that time itself, and now they are experimenting on it and trying like that.
Sure.
And it
There
was
are a lot
talked
of-
about in a series of Japan or something, serial like thing, and it was took down immediately when it spread to the internet itself.
Okay, there is a lot of info outside there. Please don't bring it up anymore, because there's enough info outside. And I think this new info that's coming in is more exciting.
Okay. Anyways, we are not worrying about that, but we are trying to how to convert that vaccine to our benefit and the benefit of others, higher benefit of others. That's what we are focusing, right? Okay.
Okay, let's not discuss about vaccine anymore. This is actually it's true, you know, because the more you realize your power, but you need to know also there's an issue, because if you have the power and you don't know there's an issue, you don't know how to use it. You don't know how to use the power for the, I mean, you don't know how to use that issue at your advantage. You don't know how to utilize it, because it's part of evolution. This is part of the evolution of humanity, to come out of this, in the right way, in a very global extension way. Okay. So be filled with light, be filled with love, constantly be light and love. And that's the answer that was shown to us. If I were to tell you more, I tell you, and I think I need to tell you this also because we were on the flight. So a lot of you were sending out the light and it was penetrating through the needles, and I was saying that, you know, continue to shine the light until you find the source. And the light was shining onto the source for quite a while. I think easily 4 to 5 minutes, isn't it? Correct? We were just shining light to the source of where this vaccine came from. So you all saw? Did you all see? Did you all see the source? The light reached the source?
Focusing, but only some place like Los Angeles, like that it came. I don't know what it is.
Los Angeles.
Yeah,
What?
that Los Angeles, that word came up. I don't know what it is related to and what is there, but.
Okay, tell me, you guys, what do you all see? When all of us, like, what did we do? We did something like this. Let me show you. We did something like this.
Yes, brother. I could see a white silvery ball of light that was seeming like the source yesterday.
All of us were beaming light and love for 3-4 minutes like this. And I told, continue to shine, add your strength, put more intensity, continue to shine towards the source in the middle. Earlier, the source was different, and after a while, it became different. Tell me what you all see.
Brother, when I saw the source, I mean, much later, it looked like Swami for me. So that was my experience.
Okay. Okay, good. That means transformed to Swami already. Very powerful lady. Very good. That's what we ultimately should see. See Swami in all. Beautiful. Okay, the source is the source of the vaccine, where it came from. So yesterday we kept shining on it, and I saw where it's coming from, and there was one brother by the name of Chulan, and he's the one who said, tell me what you saw, Chulan.
I did not see anything, Julius, but I mean, my curious son has been reading about reptilians and this stuff for years, and to me, it made sense if it were to be one of those, and from what Irene Margaret Watson has been saying and all that. So I was really curious when you're saying the source, because we hear about so many Draco and reptilians, but when you said the source of all this, I was like, oh my God, are we really dealing with this? So I was excited, but I wanted to know more about it.
Okay. What happened to you, Julan, is your intuition is telling you who it is. Your intuition is telling you that's the one.
I see.
What it was all the light that came through us, we were shining it on a reptilian. It's a reptilian. And it became full light. It was dark, then it became light. And that's the way we should see it. And that's the way we should deal with all these entities. You have to see them as light. Look at them as light. See them as full. You feel yourself with light and you see all as light. Yeah, this is love observer.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Julius.
Julius, I have no idea where this Los Angeles actually is in the world, but it came to me. But just now I Google. Even I don't know whether I should say that word or not here. But just now I Google. It is saying that it is the country place where this vaccine is being trials are going on. That is something. Oh my God. First it was Wuhan, then after that this Los Angeles is trying to implement it. I don't know whether, okay.
Okay, thanks. These are all part of something which I've been trying to mention also to go through, because that's something which has been, in a way, you don't need to see it unless you are going to do something about it, and we can do something about it. And I think that we have been in very good position yesterday to do something about it. So that's why last minute, if you notice, it's just 1 or 2 hours before the session that the video was released. And that video, you can't go through it the whole thing because there's too much information inside. You can just glance, and you kind of know what's happening. And also,
Can I comment?
Sorry, again?
Sorry, I think I should let you. You are still having your train of thought. I want you to complete, and then I have just a comment.
No worries. Please go ahead.
No, I think it's kind of changing the topic. Yesterday, we also talked about how you would feel once you become a light body. You feel lighter, right?
Yes.
I felt that throughout the day, but then the monkey mind came in the evening, and I wanted to see, has my weight actually reduced? And it had not reduced. But throughout the day, I was feeling really light after the whole procedure that we went through.
Great. I'm sure there are a lot of experiences. I will try not to go into it yet because we have a whole load of information coming down on how we can utilize this light that was given to us by Swami. This light and love, which has been given to all of us, and these are very useful information so that we learn how to maintain in that light. You like that?
Yeah,
Yes.
certainly.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
All right. Look at what
Definitely.
we have to go through to reach this. This is a part of the roller coaster. Just enjoy the roller coaster and know that it's all from God. Okay. Now it's okay. The signs of consciousness. Not in my wildest dreams, I will think I am going to speak about this. Okay, the signs of consciousness. You cannot study consciousness as a subject, or you cannot see it as outside of you. You cannot see it as an object. You have to be consciousness in order to understand consciousness. It's just like Rudram. You need to be Rudra to chant the Rudram. So consciousness is such, if you really want to understand consciousness, you have to know that you are one with consciousness. And that's what Swami gave us yesterday. That light is conscious, one consciousness itself. It's a very upgraded light. Okay, I used to have a impression of how one consciousness is, and I always want to focus on the one consciousness, and I have kind of an idea of how the one consciousness is, and I have been doing a bit of meditation myself on this one consciousness, but when it was shown yesterday, it was quite different. It's different from what I imagine it to be. It is a very much upgraded, very advanced light. And this light has the ability to penetrate into very far, very far. You can, million years maybe. It has that kind of power. Okay, now, science of consciousness, we need to, if you need to go through it, we need to be consciousness itself. So all of us need to identify ourselves to that light throughout this study. Is it possible? Can we do that?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Anyone else? Okay, some of you might be thinking, what is this one consciousness? This is very, Swami gave in such a way that it's almost tangible because it's white light. Okay, you can start by imagining this one consciousness as a white light. Okay, this white light, it can be even reduced to a smaller range. Okay, it can be so small. You can keep it. Okay, so you just imagine yourself having this white light, and you are this white light. Okay, you have to tell yourself that I am this white light, and now I'm attending the class. Is it okay?
Okay.
I need one more person to say it's okay, because you need a second.
Okay. Okay.
This is a second in a general meeting, AGM, that's what you do. Okay, now, imagine yourself as the white light. You are that white light, which is the one consciousness, is a light derived, and this light is created by Swami actually. Swami created it, that this white light is the universal oneness light where all the galaxies can enjoy. All the civilizations in the cosmos can enjoy, because this is the central light. You like that? This is central cosmic light. This is, if you want to talk about Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu, that's the one. That light is real Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu, because it's unconditional and it's oneness. Okay, and it was shown. Now you just have to imagine this light inside your body, and you have to identify yourself with this light more and more. You don't see yourself, you can see yourself as a body, but lesser intensity. Okay? Reduce your identification to the physical body, and you also reduce your identification to the mind. You reduce your identification to your emotions. You increase your identification to this white light. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, super. All right,
Yes.
let's begin. Okay, let's just do a sitting. All right, just 3 minutes. Just sit in the white light. Okay, see yourself in the white light, and use your third eye to see the white light inside you. See the white light with your third eye. See this white light on your throat chakra. It expands as it goes down. Now see the white light coming down to your heart chakra. See this white light expand and fill up your entire body. This is the light of oneness. This is the light radiated by Swami for us in the craft. This is the light of one consciousness. This is the light of our true self, the universal self. Which Swami has created for us. You can slowly open your eyes and continue to see. Even when your eyes is open, continue to see that light within yourself. If you like, you can see that picture at the back and imagine all of you are like that, and you are that white light. This is such an appropriate picture. This is what we are doing. That white light came. Okay, see yourself as this white light, okay? And this white light, in order to maintain this white light, there's a criteria. The criteria is you must see yourself and others also like this. That's the criteria. If you see yourself and others is also this white light, you will maintain that white light and you will stay in that white light.
And while we are doing this, I don't know, my both hands are rising up. Like this. Yeah, totally. Full. Yeah, the full. It's not in my control. It is rising up like that, and the rush of light is there.
I believe so, because this energy, you will after a while just do this automatic
Yes. Yeah. When we say that much light, yes.
because it's something which we really have to bow down on, because it's the universal light. It's the finally this light came after so much conflict, battles, injuries, recovery attempts, finally this light is here. In the
Yeah,
yes.
this idea bow down, it comes frequently. Yes, whenever I speak with other, I speak with that sense. Yes, other person is also from that consciousness. We have to be aware of that.
Yes, you have to be aware that this one consciousness in you, as this light, is also in others. You need to learn how to see this. The vision has come. This is the vision. Now this is a two-dimensional vision. You have to practice till it becomes three-dimensional vision. See it within yourself. Once you see it within yourself, this white light, you will see it outside yourself. And you're going to see it more and more. You can see it in your pets, you can see it on the trees, you can see it on the earth, you can see it in the skies, you can see it in your friends, your enemies. If there's no more enemy. In that space, all become one. There's no more enemies.
Yeah, while chanting Samastaloka, that we can practice projecting like that. This from we are light, and all that is surrounding us is that one light. And in that, all the differences will go off, all will merge. That is what I'm seeing and practicing after entering into all this.
Yes, correct. If you to observe the groups which I formed, Gayatri chanting, and others, even Rudram, the last time my description in the groups is written very clearly. Use light meditation together with your chanting. So when you're chanting, you're also visualizing this light. For example, Gayatri's light, Gayatri's form, Gayatri's light is all around you. If you chant Gayatri, and the light, Gayatri light was spread to everyone. And after a while, Gayatri's light enveloped the entire earth. So that vision of the light, we are practicing to see that light happening. Okay.
Saram, is this the light that Swami implanted in us as part of the trip yesterday, or is this like a Jyoti meditation candlelight, which we are imagining?
Okay, you're breaking up a bit. Just in case, can you repeat one more time?
Sorry, I'm just, I've missed some of what you've spoken, so apologies if I'm asking something. I was in a work meeting. Is this white light that we are referring to the same white light that Swami engulfed us in, implanted in us, and we are constantly carrying? Or is it something that we need to invoke every time?
It's already there. It's just a matter of us realizing, learning how to see it. And earlier you were asking if it's the same as the Jyoti meditation. No, because I have been doing Jyoti meditation a lot, and I could see there's a big difference. That's a very much upgraded light with certain abilities and information which are very powerful. It's almost like a commandment that's coming down. And from this light, there is a lot of, if you like, you can even say it's gospels. There's gospel in this white light. You are able, if you tune into it, it's like a Vedas coming down. So it's a different quality. And this is definitely Swami created for the universe.
Yes, it is different from Jyoti meditation that I am also experiencing. I too regularly do, at least subconsciously, Jyoti meditation, but that light is different from all the, after chanting the Rudra and all these mantras, the light after activation, the light is pretty much different, and it is filled so much. We can't even measure that light.
Yeah, very refined, very refined light. You know, if you want to go into the types of lights, there's so many types of, even fire, there's so many types. There is kitchen fire, there is yagna fire, there is fire that burns the body, there's fire that, you know, the Zoroastrians, they keep that fire with the sandalwood, that is like 1,000 years old fire, which they all pray to. So every fire is different, and it has a certain quality in it. Yeah? And this light is it's of a very unique fire. It is for the cosmos. It's a cosmic light, if you like. You can even call that. It's a cosmic, universal peace light. And this is in all of us. We just need to know how to tune into it now. That's why I think this information is coming, so that we learn to realize it's there, and also to tune into it and to utilize it for the betterment of the entire earth. Okay. Okay, now you are that light. Okay, everyone is on the same page. Everyone same page, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, very good. Very good. This is affirmation. It's almost saying that I'm God. I am that light. I am the light Swami gave. Okay?
Oh my God.
Yes, it's affirmation. You have thought, word, and deed have to be aligned. You can't be thinking something else. You need that alignment. Love for God, name of God, vision of God, experience of God. Okay? Sharon, you have a hands up. What is it? No?
No, I'm sorry. That was a mistake. I meant to put a wave in or a thumbs up. Okay.
Sairam, brother, question for you.
Yes.
Yesterday, during the guided meditation, they said that the beings came into the spacecraft and did some work on our energy fields near the solar plexus. And part of it was that we need to give them permission to connect to them so they can continue to do their work if need be. Now, when do we have access to them? Is it during our meditation and prayers that they might come and help us if we need some work on our energy fields?
Okay. This is a very, there is a multi-level answers to this. First, they come when you are ready. When you have progressed to such a level, to such a time where you need this upgrade, they come to your space. But when you say, I allow them to come and upgrade, it's almost saying, I'm surrendering myself to you. You have been approved by Swami. I believe that. You please do what you need to do. Yeah. Now, what happened is, when you give them this kind of freedom, they are overdrive on this, because they wait for opportunities to tune in, because your progress is their progress, in a way. When you evolve, they also evolve. The universe also evolves. So they are specialized in, for example, Archangel Metatron. He is waiting for us to call. He is the one that is always standing, whoever call upon him, he's there, like that. So they are very highly efficient beings, but they will not come unless your time, your readiness, your full readiness, and even your stars are ready. They will not. come into your space. They give the freedom. Yeah. So you need to ask and call them. Yes, you need to ask and call them. You have to call them. Say, I'm ready. Please upgrade my system. For what? For God realization. This is something which Swami has been pounding on, and I think that this is what we should ask for. And this is something which I think will give you full potential, because Swami is giving himself. Okay? He is telling, I am you. It's almost like saying, take me. You know. That's why we are very gifted in a way that, you know, we have the Lord himself telling us this constantly. So, yeah. Okay. Your intention is crucial. Your intention. Anyone else? Okay, I'm going to enter into the next stage of the science of consciousness, yeah? Because there's a lot coming down. Can I go ahead with this? Or do you have any? Yes.
So you know about this download? I thought the download was over in like 2 minutes during the meditation yesterday, and then it stopped. Is it still downloading?
Yes, because your file is open. No, it's just like a computer. Sometimes your computer, you press the button download, it takes 3 hours. But some people, some computer you press is 10 minutes, it's downloaded. So it depends on your computer. But
so the download didn't. Oh, okay. Because I thought that 2 minutes we were there by the computers yesterday. That was it. It was all downloaded super fast and done. It's all within us.
It's still going on. You have pressed the button download. So the information are still coming in. It depends on your processor. Yeah, if your processor
I don't know
is
if
used
mine
to
is
this
still
kind of,
downloading or not.
it is. It's still.
How do we know if it's still downloading or not?
Because you are learning something now. Are you learning something from that space? When do you know that you are not, is stop downloading? Okay. When you're not learning anything, you're not progressing anymore. You feel like you're stagnant. You feel like, you know, this information all around you, even the birds are chipping in front of you. You don't see anything in it. You don't see whatever that's trying to get some message to you. So yes, there's a block. Okay, that's a block that kind of tells that, you know, you are not progressing anymore. That means your computer is jammed. But all of us went through upgrade. So if you're Pentium 3, you're Pentium 6 now. If your memory is 128, is 521. So that's what an upgrade is. Your memory bank increased, your processor increased, they have removed any blocks from you. That's why we need to go through that upgrade. That's why we ask them to come and work on us, so that our hardware is able to take on more information, can take on more voltage, can take on more, you know, memory. Yeah, does that explain?
Yeah, I think so. I recall there was an upgrade process which took place.
Yes.
And that was completed. But then after the upgrade process, we went into these little computer rooms, and then a download took place. And so what I'm understanding now is that that download actually was only initiated and was not necessarily completed, and it's still happening now, possibly.
It's still happening. Yes.
Oh, maybe this is just too much linear thinking.
Your file is open. Yeah, the thinking mind can disrupt the flow, but you know, it's not going to be too strong of an influence your mind, because the energetics is much more powerful and they are very advanced beings. They know your challenges. They know the old system, what the old system will try to do. So they have already considered all of that. So even if you think that, that brings to the next question also. If someone couldn't attend the session in Zoom yesterday, did they miss out on the download? But if they were to know that we are going on this trip, you have plugged in. Okay, I'm gonna give you another scenario. I think this scenario will really drive the message, how powerful this is. That trip yesterday, in contact with Akashic Records and the Actorians and Swami and the Oneness Light, has an impact on people who don't even know about this thing happening now or yesterday. They might be sleeping, they might be on the beach side with the orange juice, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, God consciousness, there's this one God consciousness, there's this white light coming down. They have no idea who we are, but this energetics has created, because they are part of the collective conscious. Everyone is. That's why you call collective consciousness. So everyone has a part to play. So when a few of us, actually this is considered large numbers, for such large numbers to go out of space and to go so near the Akashic Records in a group like this, while the portal was open, is considered large numbers. So the flow of energies that comes down through us, through the people, is tremendous. So it has impact, yeah? So don't worry about your friend who missed the Zoom. You're already in energetically.
And it wouldn't have been a coincidence for all of us to be here, right, brother?
Definitely no coincidence. It's will and stamped by God. I know it very well, because half the thing that's unfolding here, I don't understand until I read back and I discuss with Saha, and Saha goes like, bro, this is phenomenal, man. This is actually happening. Because like brother, like Saha has been following all these influences, reptilian influences, and this battle that's going on in the air, and for years, for 15 years, some of them, yeah. Look at Sister Blatka. How long has he been into this war? And all of a sudden, Swami Satyasai Baba comes into the picture with a spacecraft, and with his devotees chanting Samasta Loka on top. This is phenomenal. This is something which is has a very historical impact on the cosmos. Of course, you won't know the impact until you digest it more, digest this experience, and the information that's coming down. You know that this is not from the earth. The earth, for example, the science of consciousness. If you to Google it, they are still bouncing on. They still couldn't figure it out what it is. But it's tremendous. The energy that's coming down for consciousness is tremendous. You can't study it as an object. You have to become consciousness in order to know consciousness. And what to do after that is going to be a series of talks. That's why this one is only number 1. Science of Consciousness 1. Okay, so we are going to try to extract and organize it as much as possible to be delivered to all of you. This is a beautiful unfoldment because I feel very elevated by the information that's coming. That itself, it seems to be, for me, looks like the Vedas. Yeah, it can even be chanted. Yeah, so
Brother Julius,
yeah.
I have a
So
question.
this, yes, please.
See, the Akashic space, which we were all there yesterday, and that, and the Nadi readings, is it having any relevance?
Yes, the Nadi readings. The Nadi readings are very much from the Akasha. I believe that the Nadi readings, what happened was this Agastya, Sage Agastya, and also a few others, they have connected to the Akasha records and they pulled out everything. They pulled out everything from there. And this information was somehow recorded in the leaves. And the leaves, you know, there's a certain technique of where you can read the leaves and the information comes through. So it's very much from the Akasha records.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Brother Julius, would it be possible, please, to send us on WhatsApp the image behind you? I don't believe I've seen it. That would sort of help to reconnect to the white light on a regular basis.
Sure, definitely.
Thank you.
Sorry, brother. You know this white light, sorry, on the topic of the white light, the image behind, it looks similar to the maypole type. I know I mentioned this previously, but it's not quite the same, is it? It looks like we're connecting to the source, being the big white light right at the top, the high C, the high consciousness, the Swami at the top. But actually, that's just we're not trying to connect to that because that white light is already within us. This is what I'm trying to say. So,
you were chopping, brother. I can't really hear what you're saying.
Sorry, I was just trying to draw an analogy or verify whether it's correct to make an analogy of the image behind you to Phyllis Crystal's maypole type image, whereby we take the ribbon and we invoke the higher consciousness, we invoke the white light, if you like, to us, because it looks similar to that sort of image. But is it the same thing or is it something different?
Yes, you can. I'm not too familiar about maple, but I believe that it is similar. It's something like that where you connect to the source, you connect to one consciousness. Yes, I think you can even imagine it such a way. And when you go on the flight, if you want to remember how it is in the flight, is largely something like this. When we fly on the cosmic craft, that's how we sit. Swami is actually right in the middle here, yeah. So he will be floating in a circle, and we just connect to him and receive whatever information that comes from him, and that's how the craft flies. Actually, it's a very beautiful craft. You can. There's one person who has this.
Yeah, Vikash, clarifying your question. Yes, it is the same maypole that you imagined with the Phyllis crystal technique. It's the same one.
Thank you.
Correct. Okay, so are we all still the white light?
Yes.
Yes, okay. You have to continue, okay? And we have to keep reminding each other because the mind is always like to come and tell you something else. So if you are not used to putting the mind on a pole, like Swami says, that keep chanting the name of the Lord, the chances of the mind coming in and telling you something else is very high. So if you were to have your mind constantly calling upon the Lord, oneness, God, cosmic Lord, oneness. Okay, we can even call the light that the white light, the supreme white light. Get from Swami. Okay, this actual. Even if we can get a mantra, also will be good. So just experience this white light more and more. You have to remind yourself that you are this white light, and throughout this these classes or these sharings, you have to stay with that awareness. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to go into one subject in the science of consciousness. So we are the white light. Now, from this point of view, you need to see something here. You are consciousness, right? We are one with consciousness. Have we been this consciousness all the while? Not really.
Yes.
Is it? Yeah.
No.
Actually,
Yes.
this one consciousness, yes, correct. Okay. This one consciousness has been there all the while. It is eternal. But you see, what happened is, Swami needs to create it in such a way. You know, this is where timelessness comes in. And there's no time. Once he created, it's there already. There's no time. And it penetrates through for everybody. So it's a matter of identifying it now. You need to see it. You need to see it in yourself and also in your past. That is where your application comes in. You need to see this white light in yourself and also in your past. That means in your past, it has always been there. Can see?
Not past yet.
Okay. Okay, good. That means your light have attempted to go into your past. Certain past you can see, certain past you cannot see. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Very good.
Up
This
to
is
childhood,
where
it is coming, but beyond that, I don't remember.
okay, so it can penetrate to yesterday you can see the light. Maybe last week you can still see the light because we are in this platform. We always talk about all these things, and somehow the light are still there. And we have also done some traveling together, and we have chanted Rudram together. We have chanted Gayatri together, and somehow the light are still there. If you go further back to your childhood, you might lose that vision. Correct?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
be now and go
Now,
forward.
okay. So now the time where you cannot see this one consciousness is the time when you are not conscious. You get it? So now it's consciousness, you are consciousness. So there is a time in your past which you are not so conscious. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. So unconsciousness has always been there also. Consciousness is here, unconsciousness is also there. And many people are also unconscious. But consciousness is also in them. Okay, this is the part. You need to be consciousness in order to see. Okay, I'm going to repeat this. You are consciousness, right? You're full of light. You're one with everybody. Yeah? But there are certain times where you cannot see. It's like, it's fuzzy. You can't see consciousness. Maybe you can see impressions. Maybe you can see a person. Maybe you can see emotions. Maybe you can see some drama. That is called unconscious. Okay.
It's like I could see that in the feel that in the nature, even from childhood. But in the persons, really, I was not able to really connect with them. I don't know why, but always I prefer nature. That's why to persons. But now it is expanding, and yes, it will expand. Yes.
Okay. This is the beauty of this study, and this study, science of consciousness, is beautiful in a way. You can be unconscious and study, or you can be consciousness to study also. Because if you accept you are unconscious, now you're coming into consciousness. You have accepted everything. You have accepted everything about your life. That's why the knowing and not knowing. You are knowing, you know that you are consciousness. And the other one is you don't know. So you are in the evolution, you're progressing from not knowing who you are, not knowing your God, not knowing your consciousness, to knowing. And you won't know how to stay in the knowing unless you have accepted that you were unknowing. It's like this, you have to don't have it to appreciate it. When you know that you are not, you don't know, when you know, you appreciate it. Just like God. I didn't know I was God, but when I knew I was God, I won't let it go. Yeah, and I feel that this is it. This God consciousness is all I want. Because I have gone through a time where I was not. It's like God is some theory somewhere. Yeah. So to know and to not know, that's the polarity. That is where light and darkness is. That is where yin and yang. That is where, the masculine and feminine, the real masculine and the feminine. So if you are able to see this and embrace it, you are in the one consciousness.
Brother, can I say something?
Sure, go ahead.
So I think another way to look at this would be consciousness is always there. It would be, it would not, it's not something that comes and goes, but it's the awareness of the consciousness that comes and goes. We need to be aware. So awareness of consciousness is probably, in my opinion, a better way of understanding the concept.
Okay, true. Yes, the awareness of the consciousness and not aware of consciousness. Yeah, you are aware that you are the consciousness, and one is you are not aware that you are that consciousness. That's true. Thank you. That's also a clear way of saying it. There's also the where you are that consciousness. So when you
Because
say,
we already are consciousness. It is just that we are sometimes aware, sometimes we are not aware.
Forgot about that with all these issues in the earth. With all the issues on the earth, forgot that we are consciousness. And now, again, we are making to that point through all this.
okay. Now, these are just ways of attempting for us to try to stay in the consciousness longer. Okay? This is just attempts for us to stay in the consciousness longer. Because unconscious is coming. When we start watching a movie, we lost it. We are so involved in the movie, we are so caught up in the emotions of the movie, we are so into the story of the movie, and we even sleeping time we'll be thinking about the movie. And for some people, you become the movie. And that's what caused rebirth. So now we are going into practice. We're going to practice now. Practice seeing consciousness and also accepting unconsciousness. Handling it in a very loving way. Be gentle with it. Because you're going to see a lot of unconsciousness. Once you are filled with this one consciousness, you start seeing like matrix. You start seeing all the data in front of you, and you know that many people is stuck in an unconscious cycle over and over again. Sometimes you might even look at them and you're wondering if they are alive or not, because it's like zombie. They are just going round and round. So this is called unconscious. They are unconscious. So if you are in consciousness, you have broken through the matrix, you have come out of the matrix, you need to learn how to handle the unconscious in a loving way, in a peaceful way, in a graceful way, and to guide them to awaken to consciousness. So there's one consciousness. You will feel that more, because the more you are able to understand that consciousness and the play of unconscious is all there is outside. So, you will really feel that oneness, because we are all one. We are just progressing. Those many beings, they have come from unconscious state of mind and energy, and they are evolving, and now they're becoming aware of this consciousness which is within them, and after a while they also realize they are one with this consciousness, which is what happened to us. So if we are able to understand that this is the entire thing that happened to us, we have accepted our past. We are no longer fighting with the past. We're no longer saying, you know, I should have done that in my past. You know, my past has this kind of bad impression. You know, it created this kind of habit in me, and now I'm stuck in this kind of situation. None of that. Wiped out totally. You just accept that you are coming from unconscious to consciousness. And because you have accepted that for yourself, you have accepted that for everyone else. You are at peace with yourself and you're at peace with everyone else. And you will see that this entire world is an unfoldment of the great one consciousness. And these are the information that's coming from Akashic Records. So I just need to share, I just need to let it go, right? This kind of information, I can't hold it. Yeah. Sister Kasia? Did you wanted to say something? No. All right, any comments or sharing or refinement? We are doing it as a group. Because some of you have been there, so you could be still downloading the same information because you know, this is a collective consciousness. So if you have some downloads, please share it. We can progress together.
Brother, can I ask a question about the Akashic Records? So, is there? There was an image that was there yesterday when we were there, and not yesterday, 2 days ago. When we did the previous session where we had our individual journeys. So I think the image I got was the building of Akashic Records with there were a lot of shelves, and they were like the patra leaves, like the one the Nadi Shastra, and then there was the Lady of Justice with the balance. So is that something? What's the significance of that?
Okay. The unfoldment of what you see is largely got to do with your own resonance. Okay, your resonance of how even the cosmic Akasha records, how it looks like, and, you know, who is there, and it's largely got customized to your resonance. But sometimes, because we are traveling in a group, sometimes I can see, and I know some of you, right, quite well. So I know your energetics, and somehow I can see what you are doing there. Yeah, of course, with your approval. So this is something which is not really important because it's got to do with at that point in time what you need to see. And eventually it can also, I mean, after a while, that why you see that lady there or that man there also will be revealed to you as your consciousness expands. Yeah, you will start understanding more. But at this point in time, you don't need to search your mind too much on trying to find out why he's there and why in this position. I don't need. More importantly is the energetics at that time when you are there, how you feel. That is more important. How you felt when you are there. So when you feel what is there, because that's how they communicate. Even the Akashic Records is a being. That being is communicating to you in that feeling through that feelings. And from the feelings, you can keep refining it further and extract information. Does that answer? Or I threw you off?
Yes, yes, it does. Yes. It's important to, the point is to focus on the feelings. Sometimes the vision may not be that important. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Also, the Buddha says that we need to be at the center, not swing to positive or negative. We should be at the center. We should balance ourselves. So we are not higher than anyone, and we are not lower than anyone. All that kind of stuff we have to leave away, and we should feel that oneness. We should balance in ourselves, and that should be balanced entire world. So there are talk about this dark forces and light forces and all this, right? So the focus should be that one consciousness, not onto the dark side or not onto the light. That is, everything is one, and without one, other doesn't exist. So one is pushing, so we need those two energies to combine and balance. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, balance is important. Yeah, that's why it is awareness.
Also, we
Because
say that divine masculine, divine feminine energies, Shiva, when we see Shiva Parvati has combined into a one, they are not separate. These divine masculine and divine feminine are not separate, and only one is not existing. Both are existing, and they are combining into a single thing, and that is the life. If we can get that balance into our system, into the world, then we are that one. And for balancing that, we need practice. Maybe at this level, we are swinging, but we need more practice and more group effort, and also his presence with us. Saira.
Sairam bro, one question.
Okay, yeah, that's why. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Sure, sorry bro, one question. I don't know whether you've covered this question. I think somebody asked this same question. If, for example, if someone missed out on the trip on Zoom yesterday to the various spots and places, did they miss out on the download on the Akashic Records? I'm not sure if you've covered this.
No worries, don't worry, because we travel as a group, we are one. There is no separate, you have gone to the market and buy something, we are one. Okay, we are one in this. You have to learn how to see oneness in our group. So when you see oneness in the group, it's the same. That person has gone to receive it, it's you yourself has gone to receive it.
Thank you, bro.
Yes.
Brother, short question.
Yes.
There are places, so we resonate the Gayatri Mantra or Samasta Loka all the time in our heads, but there are places where we can't say it out aloud. I'm just wondering whether the beings can still feel the love from our heart, the compassion that we are sending to them.
Definitely, because when you chant, let's say you chant Samasta Loka yesterday from your heart. If I want, I can even see today. Because these are energetics, it's not that you say it only it happens. You said it, you have already put an imprint, and you have already caused a resonance, and that resonance is like it's like a ripple effect. That even once is powerful.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. We have another 9 minutes. Okay, Sister Rama Devi was saying about the oneness and Shiva Shakti, and you have to find the balance. Is this true?
And
But
also yin yang energies.
Yes.
That also the same. Without yin, yang doesn't exist. Without yang, yin doesn't exist. So it is continuous way. So when we are focusing on one, we are stuck at that. When that is spinning continuously, that becomes into one. So really, we need to put ourselves into that state to see that, and that much I'm understanding from all this I'm seeing. Sairam, I also should practice a lot. Sairam.
Okay, very good. So now we know that you need to embrace the opposite, right? Correct? So because you need to find a balance, right? In order to embrace the complete, correct? This is what we understand from what Rama Devi is saying. We need to embrace everything, correct? So now, consciousness. Have you embraced everything?
Yes, I think we have.
Yes.
You need to also embrace the unconscious. Consciousness is there, is the base, but there is a layer of unconsciousness there also. So consciousness and unconscious, it's side by side actually. This is the yin and yang. This is the light and dark. Consciousness is light, unconscious is dark. But in the yin and yang, inside the unconscious, there's one consciousness there, one dot. So in the consciousness, there's also one dot unconscious. Then only there's a circle and there's complete. Because it's part of each other. And this is what I'm trying to get at today. We need to embrace the unconscious. If you are consciousness, now you have to embrace the unconscious in order to be complete. Then you go into balance. Then you go into equanimity. Centered. You are centered right in the middle like this. You know why he can be like this? Because there's darkness at the side. If there's no darkness, you can't see the light. Correct? So in order for this picture to happen, you need darkness. This is what I'm trying to deliver here. The science of consciousness. You have to first recognize yourself as consciousness. And from that space, you have to embrace the unconscious also in a loving way and to deal with it in a loving way so that you know that this is part of creation. This entire thing is a part of a larger unfoldment that has to manifest like that. The play, the leela of God is all happening because of this unconscious conscious. And that's how this entire creation was created. First, he separated himself from himself to love himself. Okay? But there was a problem after that creation. Both of them know each other. So what I'm looking at you is just like you looking at a mirror. How long can you be looking in the mirror? So to make it more interesting, let that person in the mirror don't know that it's me. Then the drama of life starts. Oh, this is another person. So he's not conscious. So this thing of unconsciousness is also created by God. And that's what happened to all of us. We were unconscious. And he created it and he enjoyed it. He's like, all of them so unconscious of him, and sometimes he comes in and, hey, I'm here. And this unconscious, look, oh, who's that? Who said that? That's the video, that's one video, what the blip,
Down the blame.
Down the rabbit hole. That's also,
Rabbit hole.
that guy was playing, and this girl heard that sound. Who are you? You're the one above. Oh, don't say that word above. That's a beautiful video. It's very well done. It's the same. Because we are not so conscious, we are evolving into consciousness. So when you embrace that part of yourself, you are at peace with yourself. When you're at peace with yourself, you are at peace with all. For those who are following, it's nice that you're following. For those who are not following, don't worry. We have few more classes like this. And I don't expect everyone to really understand this whole thing, because to stay in the identification of consciousness itself and to embrace unconsciousness is a big leap in consciousness. It's a quantum leap in consciousness. And that's why I think the Akashic Records has come down in such a way that, this is getting passed on. Yeah. Okay. All right. Any more last before we close? 3 minutes.
So Sairam, Brother Ranga here.
Sairam, Brother Ranga.
Can we have one more cosmic trip? Intercede with Swami and ask if he permits. We'll all again go on.
Surely I will ask.
That'll be great.
Sure, I will ask. But I think it's good to digest more on what our trip, because there's a lot of other information which we are not so aware of it yet. As we talk, as we speak, the file opens up again and you start seeing it more. You start extracting more information even now. Yeah? So I think maybe for 5 days at least, we should study this, go deep into the studies, and so that when the next trip comes, you just know what to do. You can see and you can experience and you can get the maximum benefit for yourself and also for the rest of the world.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Otherwise, it's going to be information overload.
Yes, and we don't know how to apply it. Yeah, we need to know how to use those information and add value to our life and also our energies and the earth. Okay, thank you very much all for attending. There will be a similar session tomorrow. It's the same Science of Consciousness too. And this one will go on for 5 days. Thank you, Om Sai Ram.
Thank you, Saira.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, and very, very good.
Thank you so much, bro. Sairam.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you on Sairam all.
Thank you and Sairam.
Heartfelt gratitude. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sairam.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sairam.
Imagine people with... These days, people are wondering how and when the global economy will recover from its current downturn. even in the darkest spots, living beings are able to hear it clearly, so that all suffering in them cease. Understanding come to their heart, and they transcend. The universal Dharma door is already open. The sound of the rising tide is clearing. The tide appears in the heart of the lotus flower. One single drop of this compassionate water is enough to bring back the refreshing spring to our mountains and rivers. Nghe chuông phiền não tan mây khói, làm thân an yên mỉm cười. Hơi thở muôn thương về chân đường, hương tâm hoa tươi xinh. Listening to the bell, I feel the afflictions in me begin to be solved. My mind smile is born on my lips. Following the sound of the bell of my feet. In the garden of my heart, the flowers of phổ môn vọng tiếng điệu dưng đã thơ xuất hiện giữa lòng đóa sen. Cơn lỗ một giọt rơi lên xuân về trên khắp mọi miền núi sông. Phổ môn vọng tiếng điệu dưng đã xuất hiện giữa lòng đóa sen. Cơn lỗ một giọt rơi lên xuân về trên khắp mọi miền núi sông.
How much can you make if you sell this product online? If you drive or you take a taxi, you surely seen this product before. Yes, this is a car phone mount. It is attached to the dashboard of the car to hold your smartphone so that you can check your directions when driving. It is a useful accessory for all drivers. This product is sold on Amazon for a price of $10 US. This product is estimated to generate a monthly sales revenue of $56,000 US from Amazon. Given a conservative 25 to 31% profit margin, the seller is expected to make at least $13,000 to $16,000 US in profits every month just by selling this one product. If you're the seller of this car phone mount, I'm sure you'll be happy making over $13,000 US a month selling this product as well. And here's the good news. You can also sell on Amazon even if you are based in Malaysia. As the largest e-commerce platform in the world, Amazon opens up its reasons why many Malaysians are starting their e-commerce with Amazon. Firstly, they have a huge market of over 300 million customers. 300 million! It's probably 10 times the population of Malaysia. Grow your business and make more sales and profits selling the same product as compared to selling in a small market. To design your own website or pay thousands of dollars for a developer to set up an e-commerce website for you. You just need to list down your products on Amazon and Amazon will sell it for you on their website and their Amazon mobile app where millions of customers shop every day. Thirdly, you don't have to bother with logistics, warehousing, delivery, and even customer support. Amazon does all the heavy lifting so you can focus on what you do best, which is selling your products on their marketplace. The 5-Star Seller Academy is riding on the e-commerce wave by partnering with Amazon to sell the products. Today, they are running a 6-figure Amazon e-commerce business. They have also helped many individuals to start their own e-commerce business by leveraging on Amazon infrastructure. If you have always wanted to start an e-commerce business, now is the time. The 5-Star Seller Academy will be conducting a free training to show you how you can start selling on Amazon. Simply click the link to register and turn up for the free training. See you there!
Imagine a home without a family. A country without people. People without support. A child without love. A grandparent without care. Imagine fasting without iftar, or iftar without family. Imagine compassion without action. Imagine Ramadan without giving. Millions of refugees are still uprooted from their homes, struggling to afford even their basic needs. Now, imagine what your gift can do. Every gift counts.